Good evening, Councillor and Mayor. Jackie Maurice will speak first.
Thanks for giving us the opportunity to be here tonight. We're part of the Linwood College Community Partnership Group. We've been working with Linwood College for a couple of years now just to help facilitate their reconnection with their local cohort and their wider community. So our submission focused on the things that we thought would have a positive impact on the students who'll be attending Linwood College and their families. So we just wanted to endorse and say that we were delighted to see the budget allocation for the Rapanui Shagrock Cycleway, also the Coastal Pathway project. It's going to make a huge difference for local children to be able to cycle safely to school. And given that all the stars are aligned with all the other wonderful things that are going on with the school at the moment, that's a really positive thing. And in a similar way, we were pleased to see that there's going to be some work done on intersection safety around that area too. The main focus of tonight's conversation with you is really to do with the Linwood-Woolston pool though, and Linda's going to talk a bit about that.
Yes, so we noted with relief last year the planned expenditure in the long-term annual plan and also the time frame for the delivery of that, and we were really excited. It's great. And we're coming to you today just to urge you to keep to that time frame and to keep that budget as you've already signalled it. It's hugely important for the community, and everyone out there is very excited about it. So we understand that it's to be delivered, the building will start in 2018 in April and be complete by December 2019. I'm in a unique position to talk about just how long the children and families of this community have been waiting for this council investment in them. As I was chair of the first Linwood-Woolston Aquatics Facility Committee when I was on the community board back in 2002. That's some 15 years ago. The reason the board set up this subcommittee was in response to a deputation made by our dearest and now departed friend, Rod Donald. Rod brought to the board's attention the absolute lack of recreational resource there is in not only Linwood but the whole of the southeast area. There's no such facility from Scarborough right through to the city. Together we worked very hard on this issue, and then way back then, and finally in the 2007 annual plan, thanks to the hard work of Councillor Dennis O'Rourke, we were able to be successful and put money on budget for a pool. Regrettably, due to a very tragic accident, we lost that money to the Papanui ward, which already had a fantastic swimming pool nearby in the form of Jelly Park. We lost it due to the sad and untimely death of Graham Condon, which was really sad. And additionally, after that happened, Dennis O'Rourke lost his seat. So we were sort of a bit at sea to try and get our pool. Now this is history, but what is not history is that the children and youth from this area are still waiting for and are even more in need of premium recreational space, particularly aquatic space. Unfortunately, this community is not an active community. It is, it's got lots of issues. It cannot get out there and be the squeaky wheel, and so it's why groups like us have even set up to support the high school. So you've really got to look hard at that community and what it needs. We know that it's got the highest level of criminality running through it in the corridor, all sorts of social issues. So to have a recreational facility like the aquatic pool would just be an awesome thing for kids to just take off and make use of and get some joy in their lives. And I think it's also really important for the families of Linwood to just see that the council is giving equity, it's giving resource where it's given it in other parts of the city. So on the behalf of the Linwood Community Partnership Group, I ask the Council to support this project by retaining the budget and the delivery time as previously announced to the community. Let's finally allow Rod Donald's dream of an aquatic facility for the children of the South East Christchurch to become a reality. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Sarah.
Thank you. I was just going to say that some of that background a lot of the councillors won't have heard before, and it's not in the actual submission. Are you able to email that through to Secretariat to come out to us?
Yeah,
that'd be really useful.
I actually was going to say exactly the same thing. It would be very helpful to have that, because I didn't know that
Yeah.
how far back the history went either.
Yeah, no, it's been around a long, long time.
Yeah. Phil, Dion, you're not Dion, you're Glenn, and Pauline. They do. Well, they've both got the same haircut. Shrinking.
So, thank you very much for your submission, and particularly for that history, which clearly means a lot to everyone here. But just putting in perspective, because you make the point that the expenditure will be non-negotiable in terms of the delivery, and I'm just wondering how you might see a pool say in Linwood in conjunction with many others, which Council has also got requests for, and particularly because we won't have done a whole assessment of all of the pools and the future operations costs by the time we sign off the annual plan. So would you be open to making sure that in fact all the pools, and potentially including one at Linwood, that in fact they'd be workable in terms of, for example, future operations costs, and so that the scale of the pool actually would work for everybody?
Well, it's just that at the time when we were doing it, the areas that were needing it were Papanui, Hornby and Linwood, and those areas are largely being taken care of. And
Hornby, except Hornby.
And they've still got the Horsewell pool, haven't they?
No?
No,
it's
yeah,
not
out that
open
way.
yet.
Yeah, so,
Hornby's got huge pressure
but
on it.
we've lost Centennial Pool, and we've closed down Woolston Pool, so we've got virtually nothing. Well, we have got nothing. And so it's just a matter of time. It's just our time. And I just feel it's inequitable to delay it even further.
Yep.
So, yeah, like, I guess... Like,
I mean, because you can't
the answer to your question is no.
community...
It was a very cleverly
Yeah.
drafted question, but the answer was no. No, thank you. We'd like to have the confirmation.
Yeah, you just can't tell a community, we're giving it to you, and not do it.
I wasn't implying that.
No. But I understand Phil's question, because there are, multiple OPEX costs which go with all of the facilities, and even though we're replacing a metro facility with a local facility at QE2, we're putting in a metro facility into the CBD, which is nowhere near the scale of what was there before. What was it? Centennial. The most popular swimming pool and facility that the City Council ran. So and it will never be that. But no, I mean, it's quite clear that a smaller community-based swimming pool for the Linwood area is what you're saying becomes a non-negotiable part of the future.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't. You're not saying about timing. You're not saying about, but it's got to stay in the plan as a non-negotiable delivery.
It is about timing. I mean, how long can you wait? I mean, I'm talking 15 years of my time, and then I didn't even know about the issue till Rod came and talked to us about it.
Yeah, but we have had earthquakes and various other things.
Oh, sure, totally understand that. But the thing about the metro facility, it's not going to really touch those kids in Linwood, because they just don't have the cash to get there, and or the ability to get there.
Yeah, well, we need to also look at how we transport kids there, because we should actually make sure that all of our kids get access to that facility.
And I'm sure that any decisions that you make, around cost will be mitigated, or you will take into consideration the need and the desire of a community to have a facility for their families. Really.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Glenn, then Pauline.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for this, and I understand, and I think of Bob Todd often too, actually, when, Linwood is mentioned, but I also think of Edgware Pool, so they don't have any, as far as I'm aware, any kind of funding allocation, capital-wise. Have you got any thoughts on that?
So
they've had a long battle, as you know. Over
so
Edgware's a community pool.
I can't recall the detail of why Edgware Pool went down, why we lost it. Was that the earthquakes or pre-earthquake?
No, it was previous. Council closed it.
Yeah, so council had already made a decision that wasn't in need of a pool, but the community rose up and they've got some money, as I understand it, and now you're adding to that. But that's a much different scale to what we need in Linwood.
Yes, but still, as far as I'm aware, there's no funding there?
No.
For the Edgware? Okay.
Yeah, but that issue rose up, just before the earthquakes.
Yeah.
They're also a different type of community.
Yeah, I'm asking Linda.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, like, the thing is,
I'm asking.
the submitter's perfectly entitled to come along and say what they say.
Absolutely.
Pauline.
Absolutely.
No, while you're there, congratulations on
Replacement, half the
having your
cost.
partnership group. I think that's really great. And mentioning the Edgware Pool, it is a community project, and that's being led by a charitable trust, an incorporated society. And they're going to run that pool if they ever get the thing built. And I know they will, it's just a matter of time. They've been battling for 11 years now. So you do need tenacity. But that means that there'll be no operational costs for council, because they'll be able to, if there's any shortfall, they'll be able to hopefully raise money through trusts and donations. Have you thought of possibly running the Linwood Pool as a trust in order to ease things up for council a little bit, and also to empower the community?
No, but I'd like to see that looked at, but I doubt very much that could happen in Linwood at the
It has to
present
come
time.
from the community.
Yeah, they're just so stretched, and they just don't have the resources to do it. Yeah, and there's not even strong residents associations or anything.
Yeah.
So, I would doubt that it could happen in that area.
And the other thing is I don't even know if it's got as far as being designed or anything yet, but have you got an idea of what, if you say it was Rod's vision, what was the size and scale of it? When you say a community pool, what?
It wasn't enormous, but it was,
Was it one pool, two pools?
It was like the young toddlers pool and the bigger pool, a bit like Pioneer, really.
Right,
That's how I'd say.
Okay. Thank you. I guess it'll all come out eventually when people start working on what they want, and it's got to be fit for purpose. That's the main thing. isn't it?
Exactly. It'll get so well used because it's on the transport corridors right through from Sumner, and it's on the bus routes. It'll be incredibly well used. So,
Appreciate that. I guess none of us would like to see it of such a scale that it became competition with the Metro one either. So, do you think that's an issue?
no,
You don't think it would?
no, not at all. I don't no. You've got to. A lot of people don't even think about town anymore. They just,
But they will.
It's their suburbs.
They will. I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is in terms of the time scale, they
Yeah.
will. But I mean, it's a justifiable issue both ways. But Mike.
Thank you. I was just curious because there's quite a lot of, I guess, aquatic facilities and other leisure facilities currently being built around the annual plan. So in terms of priority, would you prioritise, I guess, a community pool over a tourist attraction?
Yes.
I would.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yes. It's all about healthy communities.
It is indeed.
Make strong cities.
Strong communities.
It is indeed. Yanni.
Thank you for coming in. Just quickly, I just sense that you're not quite clear about what's happening. So what communication, given that you're doing really amazing work with Linwood College, what communication have you had from council over what's happening with the Linwood Woolston Pool? And do you have any suggestions about how we might improve the engagement and the communication?
Well, I wouldn't put hand over heart to say I haven't had anything, but to my knowledge, we haven't had any major initiator of consultation.
No.
Yeah,
Presume.
which I'm a bit
Which
concerned about
people
because of the
hasn't
time
started
frame
that
that's already been signalled. There hasn't been a start to the consultation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very good. Well, look, thank you very much for coming in, and sorry that you were last of.
That's right.
But
Last but not least.
last but not least, that's absolutely the case, and good to see you. Thank you. That